Today we're going to take a look at another little robot mower, and I really enjoy these robot mowers because what they mean for us DIYers, is we have time to do the things that we really want to do while these robots are mowing our yard. So I think it's worth taking a look at these to see how they operate and how they work. This particular robot mower has some kind of cool tricks up its sleeve. It is the M800 Plus. It is made by Yardcare, and they sent this to us so that we can take a look at it and see how it operates. Now, the secret sauce to this mower is there is no RTK antenna. The setup is extremely simple. There is really not much to getting this thing set up and ready to mow, and it truly is just kind of a set and forget device, and your yard will be taken care of. Looking at the top of the mower, you can see that there are kind of the standard features, and then there are some more. Located right here is the rain sensor, because this mower will retreat if it starts to rain. It'll dock itself and wait till the rain is over, then it'll go back out and start mowing again. There is this dial on top, and this dial will set the mowing height. The mowing height could be set from 20 millimeters all the way up to 60 millimeters. There is an indicator and control panel located right here. There are a various set of buttons which we'll talk about, and pretty much at any given glance you can tell what's going on by the lights that run across the top. And then of course there is an emergency stop button. If you press this button, everything just halts. Surrounding the wheels are these kind of covers, and this protects sticks and things from getting stuck into wheels. This is actually a very nice feature. And the other side has kind of a similar configuration, except there are these big silver contacts on the side, and that's because this machine is a side charge unit. We'll show you how that dock works also here in a second. Located on the bottom of the machine is a high-speed cutting disc with these razor blades. These razor blades are reversible, so when they wear out, you flip them over and you get another cutting out of them. There's also a power button down here on the bottom. This is the master on and off switch, so when you get this out of the box for the first time, you're going to want to throw the switch. It is a caster-driven machine with 2 independently controlled rear wheels. These wheels are very knobby. They seem to have really good traction with my experience, and they are a hard rubber, not a hard plastic. Located inside the box, you're going to find the motor itself, but you're also going to find this charge pad. Of course, it's going to come with a power supply for the charge pad. It'll come with a manual. It'll also come with these screws so that you can screw this charge pad down into the dirt so it doesn't slide around when the robot's getting on it and getting off of it. And it comes with another set of blades. And knowing that you can flip these, that means it comes with basically 4 sets of blades. That should probably last the summer pretty easily with my experience with these small mowers. As I mentioned earlier, it is a side load or side mount type charging system, and it drives against these charging contacts. These are heavy duty stainless steel, so they're not going to rot or rust. And at the top of this charge tower is some LED lights that lets you see what kind of charge conditions are going on. Now, just some quick things to note before we go out and see how well this works. The first thing is this is good for about 8,611 square feet. That is per the manufacturer, and by what I can tell, that seems to be very accurate. The unit uses GPS, but GPS alone is not very accurate for this type of machine, so it uses kind of some artificial intelligence and some pre-programmed stuff in its brain and a front-facing camera to navigate your yard. They have pre-programmed into the unit 150 different obstacle recognitions, but again, it uses some AI, so even if those obstacles aren't into its memory banks, it'll still stop. It seems to be very aware of its surroundings by what I can tell. Now, because it uses no boundary wires and it doesn't have RTK antenna, it does have to have kind of hard boundaries. It needs to be able to see where the edge of the lawn is. If your lawn blends into the neighbor's lawn, it's probably going to mow the neighbor's lawn. However, if you have a fenced-in backyard, that's awesome. Or in my case, if the edge of the lawn has boundaries such as flower gardens, sidewalks, and asphalt pavement, that works too, but it needs to have some type of recognizable boundary on the edge of the grass. Installing the charge pad could not be any simpler. You can actually have the system up and running in less than 10 minutes. You need to just stick the charge pad somewhere near the edge of the lawn. In our case, this is kind of a temporary setup so I can share with you guys how well it works, but we're going to put it right here in the corner. We're going to take those plastic screws that they give us and screw this into the dirt. We're going to give it power, and it's going to be ready to use. And in this case, the manufacturer even gives you an Allen key so that you can very easily screw those into the dirt. You want to use them all. That way the pad is held very firmly in place. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, after you've placed the pad where you want it, go ahead and plug it into the receptacle. Now's a good time to get the mower, turn that master switch on the bottom to on, and go ahead and place it on the pad so it charges. And while the unit is charging, this would be a good time to set up the application on your phone. Installing the app is pretty straightforward. The manual does tell you how to do that, but basically all you need to do is scan the QR code on the back of the lawnmower and it'll set itself up. It's going to use Bluetooth to get that initial configuration going, and it will also connect to your home Wi-Fi network if it's available, but I'm told it doesn't really need it. Now from the main screen, you can see a couple of different things. There is random mowing and there is spiral mowing. These are pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to go into detail of what that means. You can see the battery status. We're at 100% right now. And if we were to click mow, the mower will start out in what's called orderly mowing. It'll basically mow in a ribbon fashion or back and forth in a very neat pattern. Now, the manual does say that it'll do this for about 40 minutes, then it'll go into random mowing, and then it'll go back into that ribbon mowing. It basically, what this means to you is you don't really have to worry about it. Just tell the daggone thing to mow and it's going to do it. And when you come back out, the yard's going to look amazing. If we take a look at the settings, you can see that we can schedule this on a daily basis. There is some Wi-Fi settings, as if you want to connect it to the Wi-Fi. You can turn the rain sensor on or off. I recommend you leave it on. There is some error message logging in case there's a problem. That way you can go back and find out what failed if it is going to fail. And there's a firmware update. Now, keep in mind, this software is kind of constantly changing. They're constantly improving it. So occasionally you're going to get a notice that says you need to update your firmware. And when you update it, you'll have some pretty cool new features. So let's go ahead and start mowing. We're going to go ahead and click mow on our app. And we'll see how well this mower does. So at this point, it's going to kind of do a little look around. It's going to see what the yard looks like, and it's going to start learning the boundaries and start mowing. And I'm pretty sure you can't pick up on the camera, but it is extremely quiet. You can hear some motor noise, but really not much at all. The neighbors probably cannot even hear this mower mow. So it's been about a minute now, and the mower has already figured out how to mow this lawn. It's mowing in a ribbon pattern right now. It's just going back and forth. I have to admit, the edge detection on this mower is incredible. It goes right up to the edge of the walk, or the driveway in this case, turns around and starts mowing straight back. It is having no problem navigating this little patch of grass. It's pretty cool. I could probably sit and watch this thing for hours, but I'm really not getting a lot of work done watching this thing for hours. So I probably need to head into the workshop and get something done, and we'll come back out and check on this in a little bit. Well, so it's been a few hours, and to be quite frank, I kind of forgot about it and did a little work in the workshop and ate lunch. But as you can see, it did a really good job. It took this little patch of grass, it mowed it completely. Everything looks really good. I am mowing at 60 millimeters. 60 millimeters is as high as it can cut, and where I live, I like to have tall grass. The tall grass seems to survive hot weather much better. But yeah, it looks really good, specifically for the first time that it has cut this little area. So what are my final thoughts? Well, I think it works. I think it works well, but keep in mind, it is for a smaller area yard. You do have to have good edging all the way around the grass that it is cutting. It needs to see that edging, or it's just going to leave the area and keep on mowing. I like the fact that you can schedule your mow time. I like the fact that when it rains, it's going to retreat, and when it quits raining, it's going to go out and mow again. Mowing time between charges is going to vary. It varies on grass type and how thick that grass is and how high and how low you're cutting it. For this little test patch that we did today, it mowed the whole patch without even recharging. So it does mow for a considerable amount of time. This is one of those mowers that you just set it up, don't overthink it, walk away, and let it do its job. You might look out the window and think it's going crazy or drunk, but it's just doing what it needs to do to get that grass cut. It'll get the job done. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.